Andy Goo with the Goo Life YouTube channel, and today we are learning about farm fencing at the 2025 Georgia Bushcraft Spring Campout.
I'm going to go over some of the tools I use, some of the ways to stretch wire. Stretching wire seems to be the hardest thing for everybody. It's really very, very simple to do. We're going to go over cheap fence. The one thing I will tell people on fencing, an old farmer once said, make your fences goat high and pig tight. And if you've never owned goats or pigs, you will understand that. I will specify pig tight. Everybody know what this is? What's the most aggravating thing about these?
Getting them in the ground.
Huh? Getting them in the ground is easy.
Getting them out.
Getting them out. I'm going to show you an easy way to get them out. Is that other tool over here?
Yes.
So I'm going to show you a couple of ways to get these out. So this is a T-post. T-posts make great everything because it's temporary. First question I ask everybody, does a fence have to be straight? Only if you're paying me to do it, okay? Only if you're paying me to do it. If I was gonna fence this area in, I might throw a couple of T-posts here, cut out this area here, and use these trees. All right, post pounder. First, does everybody know how to use a post pounder? All right, so grab it here, down here. I literally watched it, nope. I literally watched a video the other day. Oh, they were hitting it like this. That is the military. And what killed me, the dude holding it was stupider than him. So this slides over your T-post, and let gravity do the work. Go ahead. Drive it down to this. Okay. Good. So this is your post pounder. So where everybody messes up, don't tell Becky, is they go to get too big of a bite and slam it down, and it hits here and hits them in the top of the head. Ain't that right? I look at him for a reason.
Been there, done that.
So don't try to force it down. Let gravity do its thing.
Fun little tip: the knocks on the front or on the front. Stand on the back and knock it into. Because if you gum in the back and the back side of this post is, this pounder's sliding, you will catch one of those and it will bounce back and hit you in the face.
So you know how tall that post was and how far we got it in the ground that quick. So Brandon, come try to pull this post up right now. I can't tug on nothing, I'm sorry.
You get it up?
Yeah, try to. See, now he's gonna be on my post and I'm gonna be pissed. All right, take your post pounder, set it up here, ratchet it back, push that way. Do it again, ratchet, down onto it. Ah, come on now. Go to it, one more time, pull the post out. Simple as that. All right, you don't have to have one of these to do that. A 2x4 will do the same thing. This is a T-post puller. Does that mean that's all it will do? No. I pulled chain link fence post with it the other day with the concrete on it and pulled it right up. So fold it down. So you can do a chain on it if you got a round post. If you got a T-post, you turn it, get it the base as close as you can to it. Get a good bite, push that on the handle. Ratchet it up, goes right back down. Worth its weight in gold, especially if you're doing several hundred feet of it. Worth its weight in gold, okay? So that's just simple stuff. Tools that I use. I like showing that because those are little tricks that nobody really sees done. Clearing fence line, best tool you can get. Be very, very careful because if you glance off of something, it's going to cut you open. I didn't bring it with me. I always have a tourniquet on me when I'm working on the farm because most of the time I'm working by myself and Becky will come home and find me dead one day if I don't have that tourniquet. Okay? Chainsaws, machetes, everything we're using on the homestead is sharp and will kill you. You will get hurt in ways you don't think. So I always keep a machete for clearing fence line. Your hot wires, it'll tell you on there how strong it is if grass grows up and touches it. You don't want something laying on your hot wire. Number one, it's not going to be strong enough to keep your animals in. Well, number one, it's going to catch your woods on fire eventually. That's the fireman in it. It's going to catch your farm on fire. You want to keep it clear of these little scrubby pieces are world's worst to get under a hot wire. This is cheap bank line that Amazon messed up on and they sent me the wrong size. This will hold all kinds of stuff together, but it'll also work as a string line that I'll show you in a minute for doing your fence line. fencing pliers. You've probably never seen these before like this. This is the new improved DeWalt fencing pliers. Not endorsed by anybody. I did do work for a DeWalt representative, so I have a lot of DeWalt tools. But those are fencing pliers. They will cut anything. I like them because I use scrap wood so much I can just pull the nails out real easy. Another thing worth its weight in gold, don't get regular wire dikes. These are mini bolt cutters. They will cut anything you want. We'll demonstrate them here on the wire here in a minute. But they will cut hot wire, they will cut the ribbon wire, they will cut anything you want. And they work really good if you get an ornery animal to throw them at, and then you can go find them because they're red. Duct tape fixes everything. Homesteading on a budget, you're not homesteading if you don't have a roll of duct tape somewhere. Here I go into the medical part. Band-Aids. I use it as Band-Aids all the time. I carry 2 impacts with me because number one, I hate Phillips screws, but everybody uses them because they're cheaper than Torx, so they think. So one's got a Phillips bit, one's got a Torx bit. This is for taking out the junk Phillips bits. This is for putting in the good screws. Multiple different sizes of screws. I also write what size they are on the jar. I take them out of the box because the box is going to disintegrate. I carry a screwdriver that this has 10 different bits in it. I hate walking back to the toolbox, so if I can carry something that's going to do multiple jobs. Channel locks. If you got duct tape, you better have WD-40. All right, who's ever heard of creosote? The creosote fencing? The black stuff, don't use it. It's cancer causing, but this will get it off of you. This was the coolest tool I've seen. It's an adjustable wrench. That's a socket. Works great. Any socket you need is in there. There again, I'm not sponsored by anybody, but I know what works. This is great for gates because the bolt will pass through that socket. So these are the channel locks I really like. This is the real brand channel locks. If you got duct tape, you better have zip ties. Zip ties work to hold fence together temporary. What I will tell you on zip ties, black ones are not UV. They're not messed with the UV. The white ones will disintegrate. Black ones will be there forever. Another crescent wrench, another screwdriver, vice grips. These are the dikes that you really don't want, but they work if you hate. You know, sometimes the best tool you got is the tool you got. If this is what you got, use it. And 9/16 and ½ inch. So those will near about fit any gate, and a 7/16 will fit any gate hinge that you have. So we get creative on our fencing. I have used tubular gates on chain link fence. They match up perfect. Does it look pretty? No. Do I care? No. Does it keep the animals in? Yes. Keep you a little tape measure. And then of course marking tools and stuff like that. So the other things I carry on the wheeler is a hammer and a chainsaw user, because I don't like all my stuff's rough, so I'll use a chainsaw to cut it. Good. So there's our first point. He's going to get down here where I'm going to tell him to go, and I'm going to be a jerk because I'm not going to run it straight. So now if we want to make this fence straight, you're going to, actually I'm going to do it this way. So just be careful.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to make it barely touch that line. Go. So you can see it's barely touching that line. You'll do every post that way. If you're doing it with an auger, a handheld auger, speaking from experience, everybody knows what I'm talking about, the handheld augers. Don't grip them like this. Grip them like this. And when you do grip it like this, you'll go, man, I should have listened to that big Appalachian American. That's the politically correct term for redneck, just so y'all know. Because when it grabs a root, it'll near about break your thumbs off. So be mindful if you're using augers. Augers are very, very, very dangerous. They don't know the difference in between your arm, your foot, or the ground. It will wrap you up in it, and it is very bad. So hot wires are great. you don't have one on your farm, the minute you put one on your farm, go ahead and touch it. Okay? Because it's going to get you eventually. I hate having hot wire on my farm because it's going to pop you eventually. And does it hurt? Yes, that's why the animal stays in. On your fence, if you keep your animals happy, most people will tell you they're not going to get out. That's true on all animals except for goats and pigs. They can have all the food in the world and they're going to get out because they're just curious. Okay, so goat high, pig tight. All right. Horses, most horses are kicked in by a 4-foot fence. Anybody know what the Olympic jumps are set at? 5 to 7 feet. So why is them horses not getting out of the fence? Because they're happy. People fed. So I always use wrapped wire. Does everybody know what I'm talking about there? Everybody familiar with wrapped wire? It's not welded. It looks like it's wrapped around itself at every joint, and it is. Strongest wire out there. Go to your local feed stores, they'll have it where it's lifetime guaranteed, which is stupid because I don't understand why any fence is lifetime guaranteed, because any animal that wants to go through it's going to go through it. So you got the zip ties. This is not, you should do this with wire. We're just doing it with zip ties so we can demonstrate. They actually make things for T-posts that will work you to death and make your fingers hurt really bad, and then they go around it and zip tie it. Yeah, there you go. So if you're going to start a run, always fold it back on the post like he's doing here and wire it there. So you got 2 layers holding. Does that make sense? Remember I said good enough fencing? Grab your 2x4. So see how loose this is? Watch what he's fixing to do here. Come on that side. So he's going to come around this post. Stick it right here. Right here. That's what. Now, just pull. Let friction up. Let's get next to the post so we can zip tie it in there. All right. Now he's going to pull with one hand, and look how tight he's getting that fence. He's actually pulling the post together. 2x4 will stretch it. If I'm doing a 50 feet, 25 feet, I'm going to do it with a chain and come along. Then if I get somewhere where I've got a wrinkle in the top, I'll use the 2x4 method to get it out as we're working our way down. This works super, super great for small homesteads that's doing welded wire. So another problem you have when you do fencing is this here. Put you a cross brace in here that goes up against this down into the ground, and then you can pull all you want to. I said, yeah, so you'll come from here down to here, 2x4. You can do it with a 2x4 on these, because you can lay it in there, pull it over, and you can do a screw in there to hold it in place. But you want something going to the ground to keep it from pulling back. Because when you're running, see how much I loosened it already? When you're running 100 feet, you'll be way down there. Man, I got it good and tight, and you'll come down here and this piece is just like this. So that's where this trick comes in handy. It's really handy for long runs and short runs. I have had fence where it goes like this, and I put a cross brace in, even with wooden posts, put an angle brace in, and one of us would get here and go like this, and the other one would drive it in with a sledgehammer and then run a screw. That's where you really, because see this dirt, we didn't go in deep enough here either. But this dirt isn't real tight dirt. Where we're from, I can drive these in with a hammer. So you have to drive them really deep. We use 8-footers. So if you want to do a cheaper fence, you bury your wooden post every 8 feet. Find you a sawmill like here, and go get their trailer load of scabs from the side. Nail them on, don't screw them on. Nail them on. Why wouldn't you screw them on? Number one, you get a stubborn animal leans against it, it's going to break, bless you, it's going to break the board. If it doesn't break the board and the screw pulls out, take a really good chance of that screw ripping your animal open. Use nails, because nails are not heat tempered. Nails will bend. So they will lean against it and bend that nail and knock the board off, and then you pick it up and put it back. And if you have an animal that keeps doing that, I would suggest a hot wire. I keep going to hot wires. Hot wires are great to teach them a lesson. So like I can turn my hot wire off now to the pigs because they know that white ribbon hurts and they won't touch it, and I can turn it off. Cows, you can't do that. Cows can, my daddy always told me, I don't know if it's a wise tale or not, that cows could smell the electricity going through the hot wire. The minute you turn it off, they'll walk through it. No, I think cows are stubborn. But why don't you put your fence posts in cement? I don't put them in, I put gate posts in cement, because they have a lot of weight on them. My other post I will not put in cement because you make a plate for the rainwater to sit on. A wooden post sitting in the concrete with the rainwater sitting there rots off right at cement level. The piece in the cement will be perfectly fine. The piece above the ground will be perfectly fine if we broke off right there. Then you got to dig a hole 4 foot round and pull your back out, getting that piece of cement out and put a new post in. So unless you absolutely positively have to put it in cement, don't do it. Can you use trees as fence posts? Yes, but be ready because that tree is going to grow around your fence. All right, so where we live now is a very old homestead from like the 40s. And there's trees 20 foot up, Brandon's seen it, where there's barbed wire inside the tree, where they use the tree, and that tree, and it's grown 40 foot up, and it's just a big spot that the tree grew around. With that being said, a little bit of chainsaw safety. Always be careful on old property cutting, because you never know what fence is in that tree that somebody stretched up. Because our forefathers didn't have T-posts, and it was expensive to get fence posts. They used the trees a lot. Also, with that being said, be careful running through the woods because you'll run into an old barbed wire fence in a heartbeat. I've been on my property for 4 years and I found one the other day. So, do I like barbed wire? Yes, it works. Barbed wire. Barbed wire will work. You can electrify barbed wire just like you can any other fence as long as it's insulated. There's a lot of old timers that tell you as long as you got rubber soles on, you can touch a hot wire. Go ahead. Go ahead. Farm fencing, just remember, think about what you're trying to keep in. Some people are doing ducks now, which I'm fixing to do. Do your duck pen smaller, because guess what? A duck can't take off without running. So if they can't get a running start, they can't fly out of the pen. A chicken's totally different. Turkeys, stupid. Stupidest bird I've ever seen in my life. But they're also very intelligent. They'll drown in their water dish, but they know when to run. It's crazy. Guineas, give up on it. They're African turkeys, that's what they are. And I mean, they are crazy. You're not going to keep a guinea anywhere they don't want to be. With that being said, one of the questions I always get, well, what do you do for hot wire at gates? They make a yellow handle that has a spring in it. You hook your hot wire on one side, you make a loop on the hot wire on the other side. Very carefully, because this is where you will get shot. If you pull that in that spring and you hook it in the loop, and it's a continuous hot. You got to get out the gate, you undo it, hook it over here, open the gate, do what you got to do, and then hook it back. There are some fancy dancy ways out there to do it another way, but I don't want to put a gate in if I got a hot wire.